The Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer Singles Tournament 2018. It is the Swiss Round 3 match of Jay Halcyon versus Terra and fighting for that next win. So excited for this one, and especially excited because I am joined today on the mic with Aiko. What's up, man?
Not much. I am wide awake and very ready to commentate this incredible match we have. We've got Terra versus Jay Halcyon, both players who are 1-1. Definitely both skilled players. Gotta say, Terra is very scary in this match. He is considered one of the I'd say top tier random players. Very scary, no matter who his opponent is, I would have to say. And he's going to be up against Jay Halcyon.
Yeah, and both of our runners had quite the matchups in order to make it to the slot. Both of them getting one win and one loss coming through the first two rounds. And so really exciting to see how this one pans out. And of course, in the 5 rounds of Swiss that we kick off before bracket stage, you need a winning average of at least 3 wins, if not more, in order to be able to qualify and progress on to brackets. So both of our runners are going to definitely want to bring their A game today, especially Hal going up against such a scary opponent as Terra.
Yeah, I think Hal definitely going to be maybe a bit nervous, though I guess I don't know. I wouldn't want to speak for him, but I think anyone in their right mind would be nervous playing Terra because he's just such a consistently good player. He's always bringing in those like low times, not the kind of guy you would expect to make a lot of mistakes when you're playing against. And man, that is just such a scary thing to see.
Yeah, for sure. Terra is definitely one of the major contenders for the tournament overall as well. So if he makes it to bracket, it's going to be definitely a fighting force to watch forward to. And I cannot wait to see which place he brings to the table. But Hal also putting on really impressive displays of skills and performances. I think if we have a matchup here today that could potentially be an upset, it could be this one. Hal could definitely play a seed really well. Maybe if he finds a skill that Terra doesn't, or maybe he plays the logic a little bit cleaner, then he will end up being able to grab a small advantage. But Terra, definitely known for his sequence breaks, his ability to work through seeds progressively and smoothly, as you mentioned, Aiko. And we are underway, and we're going to get to that first pickup. And what is it going to be, Aiko?
Well, I mean, statistically a keystone, but man, statistics are boring. I'm gonna go with charge jump. Uh, I don't know. I guess statistics were
Oh,
boring and wrong. I actually really like the experience here. They both wait and use the level up to clear those brambles. That's really nice because unless you find stomp or grenade or maybe even charge flame before, it is so much faster to use that level up explosion to destroy those brambles than to just plink away at it with spirit flame. If they get a
yeah.
teleporter upgrade, it'll be really nice to have saved those like 3 to 4 seconds of killing those brambles just by saving half a second on like dropping and waiting for that level up. And it is a climb seed. Muffin, tell me why you like climb seeds.
Climb seeds definitely bring on a form of wall interaction. So this is going to open up Blackroot burrows as a potential area our runners could go to. And having that level up, it's going to be pretty interesting to see if they make the choice. Do they just skip checking those 2 pickups in front of the keystone door? That could or could not be the keystones to be able to get into glades. Or do they say, I'm just going to go do Blackroot burrows right now. I'm extremely comfortable with climb. And that is going to allot me some extra pickups before I head over to the left side. But no, both of our runners opting for that safety to just make sure that they are going to check these 2 pickups before heading on into potentially Black River.
Yeah, and we see Hal taking a bit of damage from one of the spikes on the way over. Otherwise, fine though. It is one keystone, so yeah, if they get a second keystone, I would be surprised if we didn't see both runners head left into the Spirit Caverns area because that is going to bring you. Oh nope, it's experience, so no option.
Yeah, just this experience and Terra going to be able to check that pickup. It is 246 experience, so that's going to be nice because it gets us a lot of ability points early on. This is going to allow us to get important things like Magnet and Rekindle and Regroup and allow us to be able to skip a bunch of cutscenes. Hal opting to grab the health because he took a damage, as you pointed out, in order to be able to get that check on that pickup. Definitely leaving no stone unturned when he's facing an opponent like Terra.
Yeah, definitely, especially in these one keystone starts, because that underwater pickup, if it's a keystone and you don't get that and your opponent does, your opponent just has an entirely new path available to them. And a keystone being there is a lot more likely than, say, some game breaking skill. So it definitely, I think, when you're at one keystone, even if you're like on the fence about fake flippers, if you can get it at all, it's worth checking in these one keystone starts.
Yeah, for sure. And so up here, we're going to see Terra grab this orb. We're going to see what he does. He does Alt R instead of opting to try this really difficult climb trick to check the 100 EXP orb. It definitely is a very tight setup and not easy. Of course, he could have done the puzzle casually in order to get over and get that check, but that just takes so heckin' long. And it looks like Hal is also going to be Alt Ring. So both of the runners don't know what that pickup is yet, and it is in logic, so progression could be placed there in the seed, like an important skill like charge jump or something else. But our runners are both going to make the play to not check that, so no love loss gain for either run.
Yeah, and I actually kind of like this choice, right? Because it could be progression, but it might not be. And with this skill set, unless you're comfortable with that, like very difficult climb only variant. Ooh, I'm gonna interrupt myself. As Halcyon does not quite make the jump all the way over. He does make it to like the secondary ledge, and he can do this little bit of jumping. That's gonna cost him 3 platform cycles worth of time, which does not feel great. But he will not fall all the way down and not lose a ton of time.
Yeah, the good news for him is Terra also had a tiny little slip up, and there it is, the second keystone, where he ended up falling down and not quite being able to make the cycle that he had wanted. But wow, nice. Gets a pretty quick cycle. But wow, look at this, Ico. Terra does not have the energy as we saw his beautiful, voluptuous mouse circles around that energy cell to show us that he cannot end up skipping this cutscene, whereas Hal can, and that is going to save Hal a good amount of.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice for Hal because he can skip that cutscene. That's some time he can make up that Terra can't. And this is just why like one energy BRB early is just such a frustrating thing because you have to trade safety for like 30 to 40 seconds of like cutscene skips. And that's just not a great feeling. So yeah, we'll see Terra on the right is going through this like lantern restored cutscene that I fully expect Hal to skip.
Yeah, here we go. And so it's going to be interesting to see where Terra goes from here. He almost certainly is going to dip down and check the pickup in the central area of Blackroot Burrows. But does he do Boulder Escape? Does he end up making that play to check that one pickup, which is not in logic because the climb micro ledge was actually removed. So
yeah, the climb micro ledge puts the EXP out of logic, and then the health cell behind it also out of logic. So it'll be really interesting to see whether or not they decide to go there because it's not a hard micro ledge to find. It's in the set of micro ledges that you can just sort of find if you know the general area by getting above it on the wall and spamming shift, and you'll usually get it within like somewhere between 2 and 30 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is like a metagame check to do the Boulder Escape, especially with pickups like this. It's like, do I expect my opponent to make that check? Yes, no, and why? And oh, interesting. Terra is going to actually, yeah, load back, and he is going to make the play down here, Ico.
Yeah, interesting. He uses a save anywhere to do the lever pull, which I think is interesting, but makes a lot of sense because he didn't have the energy to save because he ran a save after turning the tree on, and he can get an energy back up here. But Hal is deciding, no, it's not in logic. I don't want to find that micro ledge, or maybe he's just not comfortable with it, or he's just playing the logic. We'll have to ask him. Terra finds the micro ledge first time, gets the jump up, finds an energy cell, which is going to be really nice as Halcyon is ghost storing into left glades.
Yeah, this is the play where Hal is going to be following in Logic's footsteps a little bit more cleanly, and Terra is going to be opting to do Boulder Escape. This does take a good chunk of time for Terra to be able to get through here for not much pickups, but it's going to allot Terra a teleporter that he can make of use later on. If they get that mapstone clue, he has, oh, well, there's a mapstone right there. Never mind. Then he could like always come back and do some checks, but also it will slightly shorten the time it takes to be able to get down to like Grenade Tree. But how? Making the play for Spirit Caverns.
Yeah, Spirit Caverns has another one of those micro ledges, like the one that Terra did. It's also not in logic. It's much harder to find and use, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Hal go for this top left keystone. And meanwhile, Terra is making sure he gets everything he can out of this area. He has gotten the health cell, he did the mapstone turn in, and he got the Frankie to break the EXP. Oh, Hal is looking for that micro ledge. Yeah, that like jittering is him pressing and releasing climb and trying to like slide onto that micro ledge spot.
Yeah, he was a little too low to be able to get into that spot, so not quite going to be able to do that keystone check. I like that decision though, trying it a couple times, maybe unfamiliar with the setup, and then just saying, you know what, I could just like spend a lot of time like trying this until I eventually figure it out, or I could just end up continuing on the seed in normal, because like getting too hung up on one trick to check a pickup that's not in logic can definitely be a huge time sink if you don't get it almost immediately.
Yeah, and because it's not in logic, you know you're not expected to do that. So while it might have been faster, it's not. There's no guarantee that whatever's there is good, and you can just get it when you revisit the area. Halcyon, for example, might have to head back up to Spirit Caverns if he gets 2 more keystones, and that's where progression is anyways. And so if he's found some other skill by then, it'll be much easier for him. So he goes, finds a energy cell by the mapstone. Terra's also found that, not having been to Spirit Caverns yet. And there is that mapstone to turn in.
All right, that's going to get Terra a nice little advantage if something is stuck onto that mapstone to turn in. It'll be interesting to see, but I also like this play from Terra, not immediately going into Spirit Caverns, because progression could be keystones. Oh no, how? Oh. Taking too much damage is unfortunately going to have to take a death, or just opt to push that rock. So he takes the death, he's going to be coming back up here and try it again. This is a much tighter setup, and Water Vein is up there.
And Charge Flame, ooh, that is a very valuable time. Okay, that, it was very clean Micro Ledge damage boost. Or not Micro Ledge, sorry, climb only damage boost from Terra, and then Halcyon Grit gets the second time. Yeah, so they both got Charge Flame in the Water Vein now.
Interesting to see Terra opt to come over and turn this mapstone in before going down and collecting Wall Jump Tree. Maybe he's just going to opt to backtrack and go Spirit Caverns. No, I just wanted to turn in the mapstone and come down to Wall Jump Tree. What he might do after this is Altar back out, head up to Charge Flame Tree, and then go up through Spirit Caverns.
Yeah, I think this is the move you make when you want to Altar out. And I think backtracking up the wall jump area is a lot more obnoxious with climb, so I definitely respect that choice, even though I'm not actually sure if it's faster or not.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is an annoying damage boost that you have to end up doing. And 4th health for Hal, that's going to be really nice for our runners coming in here, especially with a climb seed like this. The health isn't mandatory to be able to survive certain things for the logic. However, it does make getting through some mid-game portions and even some late-game portions a little bit more forgiving. So both of them are definitely going to be happy with that.
Yeah, your 4th health is really a nice milestone because there's a lot of things even in like the early-ish game in the randomizer that will deal 3 damage. There's much less that deals 4. So getting out of one-shot zone for stuff like the Valley Spikes, some of the Spitters, and a Mega Energy on the way to Charge Flame. And Halcyon is going to take that and immediately take it to the Death Gauntlet, not even wanting to head up and check the rest of the Charge Flame area with that.
Very interesting, yeah, making that play, because of course he could have checked the plant and he could have been able to do Charge Flame Tree. So maybe a slight misstep from Hal here is going to end up still coming back over here instead of progressing immediately into that grotto area. So Terra making up just a little bit of leg room on his opponent and is going to find wall jump. So that keystone in the top left of Spirit Caverns is in logic now.
Oh, that is really interesting. See, that makes me think that keystone has like a much higher chance of actually being something now, right? Because it's this is interesting. Halcyon doesn't go back to the tree. He's going up because he has 4 keystones. Maybe he plans on coming back down and around to get into that Charge Flame Tree area.
Yeah, maybe he's just looking to end up breaking the 4 first, or maybe check some stuff in Valley Entrance. There's one pickup he can get access to in Valley Entrance, but pretty interesting play. This is a little bit of a power play because he does have access immediately to go over to the right side of the map, which is going to get him closer to his next couple of trees, as well as the main density of pickups, because now, of course, we do have Spider Sack area in logic, so that is going to open up the entire right side of the map.
Yeah, and they can just explore that just via basically the casual route. And here we see Halcyon checking those things that he can check in Valley Entry, or really just that thing. Without wall jump, it's only one thing. Well, Terra is going to get up here and check this. Oh my god, it was dash!
God, the Ella Memorial Keystone is continuing on with the tradition of having at least one race in the tournament put dash at that one pickup in a climb seed. That is so insane. And Terra is going to be taking big lead here, depending on how quickly Hal is going to be able to find that dash.
Ooh, Terra does the dash slide here. First time the Frankie falls on him, he just deals him that final 2 damage. The second time he is through, and oh man, yeah, if Hal doesn't go back for that keystone soon, he's going to be falling behind. And yeah, that's the whole thing though. Whether or not getting that wall jump makes him think, oh, that keystone that I skipped earlier is in logic now. Maybe I should go back and check it. But it's so obnoxious to go back and check it just after what? And oh, now he's going for the lever pull, but with climb only, it is really obnoxious.
Yeah, it really is, Ico, but we're going to see Hal come over to charge Flame Tree. He's going to get wall jump, and we're going to see exactly what he opts to do with it. Having broken that floor up above with the Frankie is going to allow him easy access to be able to move back to the left to check the Spirit Caverns, as well as a couple of other pickups in Valley Entry. So maybe he'll make that play as Terra on the right is having to go through. Oh, the additional security in Glide Vault is brutal, and just is going to say, heck no. I gave it one try, and then I'm just out of there. But progression could be up there, because just with wall jump, that is an accessible pickup in logic.
Oh, another big find for Terra, honestly. He finds Spirit Light Efficiency at the Water Vein, and finding Spirit Light Efficiency this early means those huge EXP pickups we've been seeing, particularly underwater. There was a 250 EXP in that Glide Vault underwater. He's going to be getting double from all of those.
All right, and we're getting word that Gumon Seal was the first clue. I didn't quite catch that location, but that's okay. We're going to see our runners continue to progress through. Terra finds double jump. He has dash and double jump so early in the seed, and Hal just did not go back for that dash check. So is going to be moving across through this Death Gauntlet area without it, and the Swamp Teleport pickup for Terra. Oh, this is such a good cleanup for Terra right now.
Yeah, Terra is just finding pickup after pickup. In addition to that double jump and that Swamp Teleporter, and now the Forlorn Teleporter, he actually grabbed an extra air dash as well on the way down. It was on the drop. It was on the ability cell that you can get while dropping. And yeah, he's gotten so many nice things around here. He's going to take a quick swim here, get some more experience that, again, is doubled from that Spirit Light efficiency. And wow, just some great cleanup from Terra.
Yeah, this is kind of insane. Like the two pickups that really, or the two skills, excuse me, that really get accentuated from that like teal or that cyan color side of the tree, right? It's going to be double jump and dash, and Spirit Light efficiency grabbing us more level ups, grabbing us more ability points, on top of whatever ability cells that Terra might be finding, is just going to be so huge for him, and that's going to catapult him into the mid game really fast.
Yeah, I expect to see charge dash out of him very soon, triple jump probably not too long after, even if he's conservative with his ability points for skipping cutscenes. He's just going to have so many.
And look at that, so much health on the board also for Terra. This is definitely Terra's seed where he's going to be feeling very comfortable. Having done a lot of Master Seeds and having to do really weird sequence breaks and really difficult setups in order to get through certain areas, that extra health just increases the consistency at which he'll be able to do those actions. So definitely looking to be in Terra's favor right now.
Yeah, although, I mean, Halcyon, from his perspective, isn't very far behind, because remember, he doesn't know he's missing dash. He's probably going to go for the same series of checks. He's going to find double jump here, he's going to find the Swamp Teleporter, he's going to be like, wow, look at all these nice things I'm getting. But we know that his situation is a lot more dire than it feels, because he doesn't have dash.
All right, so we do have the Forlorn Teleporter, and it looks like Gumon Seal Clue was in Blackroot. So we could see something come up, like what like Dash Plant could come up in Logic or something like that for it, and even like lower Blackroot if we end up finding Stomp. So Forlorn could be in Logic. So plus RNG, Sunstone, and Forlorn.
Sunstone could be in Forlorn. That is correct. I mean, the real thing it could have been was that first pickup we both saw them skip, right? That could have been the Gumon Seal.
Yeah, it could be. That is the Truche, Ico. Truche. Oh, there's
Oh
Grenade.
my god, Terra just found Grenade from that plant that, I mean, so Grenade is out of Logic. It's Stomp locked because you're not charge flaming that through the ceiling is not in Logic. But it is very easy. I would not be surprised if Halcyon did it as well. So Grenade means that those Grenade lock pickups are not going to be very important. Also means that they don't have to spend energy to open plants, and Terra finds his fourth energy cell in the plant near the Iceless area, so he has 4 energy now. That like very few things aren't available to Terra at this point, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so many ability cells coming on the map as well. He's definitely going to be able to get access to triple jump pretty early in the seed, as you mentioned, Ico. Just going to check one more pickup. And then I like this decision from Terra. I think Ginso Tree is the play.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of pickups. He can do everything in there, and might as well get it out of the way. You're here. We're seeing Halcyon check the mini boss, which Terra did not. So if he finds like charge jump here, that could be pretty big. But charge jump mini boss, pretty rare.
Yeah, in Clue Seeds in particular, we usually see this one pickup skipped quite often, and it's because destroying that mini boss does take quite a bit of time, and only a Mega Health for his troubles. So Terra having skipped that pickup almost certainly will not end up going over there. But I like this, excuse me, also from Terra. What he's going to do is he's going to check some pickups over here, and then if they're nothing, well, he drops a save right in front of Ginso Door, and so he can just backload in order to not have to backtrack all the way up. Does find a keystone, and being at 7 keystones, that could be something that is useful for him to hold on to.
Yeah, I really like the pre-Ginso save scale method because there's a lot of stuff you can check here at pretty low density. So you have to cover a lot of area, and backtracking it isn't that great. Okay, good. I think this is actually the point where he's at the optimal place where you want to restart, because if you head farther left, you either have to watch the cutscene or do a do a rekindle save to skip the cutscene, and that obviously interferes with your save scumming.
Right, good point. And so one more thing that I do want to point out is Terra right now does not have triple jump. So he's committing himself here to say, I am either going to find something on the way to Bash Tree, or maybe I'll be able to get triple jump by the end if I want to continue on and dig in Ginso Tree. So it's going to be really intense for Terra as he's going to be working through these first couple of areas.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Terra, I don't think I'm too worried about the possibility of missing. Oh my god, there's the Star Teleporter. He's not missing that, at least.
Yeah, still needs something like Stomp or Charge Jump to be able to make full utilization of being able to get through that area. But Stomp is very, very widely known to be very common on the right side. And nice Charge Dash from Terra. That is a very tight timing in order to be able to get that first shot through without moving that block around. So definitely very impressive. As Hal now, having collect double jump tree, is coming back to the left side of the map, I go. Maybe this is the play where he ends up finding Dash.
Yeah, it might be. He might actually be. Oh, he's using his Mega Health to check long flippers. I like this. Sort of an abstract, but given how high the experience values they found underwater were, I'm not sure if just because that experience value being so high means it's necessarily very late in the logic, which means that there's not often a skill gated behind it. Speaking of being late in the logic, though, that was 226 experience from a Ginso Tree EXP, which is a little surprising.
That's pretty amazing. It's probably because the logic did not give them 4 energy early on and expected them to go through through Spider Sack area with just wall jump and Sea Flame. But here we go. So Terra now is at the tree, finds lots of ability cells, so I actually don't know how far off he is from triple jump. So we'll see. Does he drop a save or does he Altar?
I think he's just going to Altar, honestly. All right, so that's one thing that could end up biting him if there is Bash somewhere. It would actually be kind of hard for that to bite him because any of the skills that can get you farther up the Ginso tree in logic would be go mode for Terra, I think. Because you either need Bash or Charge Jump, and I think with either of those,
and this is it, Ico, because now Hal is revisiting Spirit Caverns, and being in here, of course, he is going to be able to get that dash pickup. Oh man, there must be so many thoughts going through his head. Am I behind? Am I ahead from finding that dash? That revisit is tough, but I'm sure he expected Terra to also be able to do the climb sequence break to get that dash pickup.
Well, yeah, and then there's just the order of, did my opponent go to Sea Flame tree first? Because Sea Flame, they could have, Terra's progression wasn't, unreasonable or anything, so it's entirely possible, maybe in Hal's mind, that Terra could have just done what he did and gotten dash naturally.
Yeah, an interesting play here. We're seeing Terra now come up here, and he's going to spend all of his keystones to be able to open this 4-key door to get access to Hollow Grove TP, but then also Valley entry pickups as well as Spider Sack here.
Yeah, I think what I sort of expect from Terra at this point is to check the 3 pickups here and then just go through Spider Sack area very quickly, looking for that next progression skill.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that he ended up spending the 4 keystones instead of backtracking through Hollow Grove, because he does have dash to be able to rocket jump up. But yeah, this is a good play, and look at how many ability points there. So he actually could have continued on in Ginso. Interesting that he ended up also not making that play.
Well, I mean, I think that because it was out of logic, and because either of the things that put it in logic would have been a maybe not comfortable if it was charge jump, but definitely like a decent go mode for Terra, I think not skipping it makes sense. And he couldn't have backtracked through the sea flame tree area because he didn't have that ceiling broken.
Yeah, and here we go. He's going to get the Frankie to stomp the floor. Probably come down here to just grab the energy. I doubt he's going to make the play for the lever. Or no, he is. Okay, okay. With triple jump, you can actually just bypass this altogether. But it's a little bit of a tricky setup. So definitely not too bad from Terra to make this play. As now Hal open the door to Ginso Tree, but not quite going in there quite yet. He's going to opt instead to go over to Hollow Grove in order to check some pickups. So both of our runners are now in digging mode. So where is progression and what is the next one going to be?
Well, Terra is coming up on the progression vault, or the 4 energy door in the spider sack area. But yeah, I'm expecting progression to be one of Stomp, Charge Jump, or Bash at this point.
Yeah, and here we go. I mean, I would love to see the charge jump play because if you do get grenade jumps and like left side access, it does open up the rest of the seed. And for somebody like Terra, I'm sure he's more than comfortable to like grenade jumping through and through to get through an area. But if he just finds Bash, which he does in progression vault, oh my goodness, that is going to do it for him.
Yeah, Bash Grenade Go mode. He is going to be able to do everything he needs to complete the seed now. And we instantly see him say, oh, stop searching right away and starts heading left. Oh, okay, he alters. Actually, but he is going to take a teleporter. I'm guessing maybe to Blackroot so that he can get. He's like, oh, can't use the Star teleporter. So he saves. Meanwhile, Halcyon found his grenade. And yeah, we'll see where Terra decides to take this Bash.
Yeah, interesting here. So maybe he just wanted the energy refill before heading back over to the left side, or was contemplating using Sorrow TP to get over. So altared out and then realized it a moment later that A, he didn't have a save nearby, so he couldn't just quit and reload to get back up there. And then also B, that he didn't have Stomp or Charge Jump to be able to make use of Sorrow TP.
Yeah, I think that's probably what was going through his head. But now he's going to make his way to this valley entrance area, and he gets to rekindle that soul link he'd left before, and he's going to do a Frankie lure, which is how you got to get through this area without Stomp.
Yeah, I like this play from Terra. Like, getting access to the left side of the map is going to be really nice, because you're going to get access to, A, a lot of pickups that our other runner doesn't have, but then also this play from Hal, I also really like, where he's just coming over into the swamp area to check some pickups. And that plant is indeed Stomp, and Terra does not have that.
Oh, that is really interesting. So we've got a skill split. We've got Stomp for Halcyon and Bash for Terra. And now I'm really interested to see where you take, because both of these are decently viable, like, go modes for our runners. And I don't know if Halcyon is comfortable with his, but oh, he takes a massive death.
That is brutal.
Yeah, he knows all of the stuff he found, but that is going to be a lot of backtracking, and that is really not where you want to be after finding Dash probably later than your opponent.
Yeah, that's tough for Hal. Taking deaths like that are not only rough for the backtracking, for the time loss, but then also just on the nerves, man. Whenever you take a death like that, it's just really hard to recuperate. But we see Hal going at the seed at a really nice pace still, being able to get through. So very impressive to see him bounce back that quickly to be able to progress on.
Yeah, and over on the right, we see Terra skipping pickups, and he is taking major use of the fact that he is in, he is very clearly indicating he's in go mode. He's also getting a lot of value out of not having Stomp, just ignoring the kill plane entirely because it's not even there. Oh, he is going to go back here. Oh, he's doing fast Stompless from the other side just so he can get one more free pickup check in. That's really, definitely a power play, honestly, because he's only checking stuff that's free in terms of time. And yeah, there we go. Gets a keystone and gets that fast Stompless trick first try. Very impressive from Terra.
Yeah, the fast Stompless is also a nice play from Terra because he doesn't have any means of destroying the rocks on his own. He doesn't have Sunstone, so no Wilhelm Frog up there, and no Stomp and no Charge Jump to be able to destroy those rocks either. So very nice recognition of that. And Hal has Stomp again, picked up Grenade once more, and is going to be now heading on through and continuing to just check and where is Bash for Hal. Of course, we know it's in Progression Vault in the Spider Sack area behind that 4 energy door. but Hal does not have that information as Terra making the play to go into Misty.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna see Terra. Oh, this is interesting. He is checking this pickup. Cute little frog check, but oh yeah, I think Terra's gonna want to check everything in Misty because he doesn't know. Without the clue, oh my god! I was just gonna say if the Sunstone's in Misty and he skips pickups in the first half and gets the Misty clue, he's gonna be in a bad spot. But maybe the Sunstone will be in the first half of Misty and he'll find it on the second pickup, and that's full go mode for Terra.
Yeah, nicely done making use of that Misty clue from having 6 trees under his belt. Was really, really nice from Terra. So the decision to go to the left side in order to start grabbing those trees, but then also be able to start his bait for Sunstone. Having grenades, so he knew he could do the full brunt of Misty to be able to find that last dungeon key. So very, very nicely done from him. And he is going to be pushing through. The one thing he does need, though, is an ability to be able to get to charge jump tree. No stomp, no charge jump, but also no glide. So it could be very, very tricky to get through, but it is possible with triple jump and maybe some zombie Oris or just a ton of health and alternates.
Yeah, I mean, he was actually circling really briefly there, his AC and health count. He has a ton of health, a bunch of ACs. I would actually kind of expect at this point Terra to be like, okay, this is the only thing ahead of me, and it's hard, but I can do it. And I would actually be unsurprised to see Terra make the play for the charge jump tree with his 10 health, 10 ability cells, triple jump, and no glide. We'll see if he feels comfortable with that or not.
Yeah, and so this is a really tricky position for Hal. Terra is definitely in the lead because he is just in full go mode at this point, but Hal also does not have left side yet, but he does have Stomp, so getting to charge jump tree could be a huge time save, and then also he doesn't have to do a From Keyword to get down to Light Grenade tree, whereas Terra without Stomp has to do all these really inconvenient things to be able to progress through the seed in order to finish out some trees. So if Terra even struggles a little bit, that could be buying Hal the time he needs to be able to progress on through and catch up.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I'm noticing though is remember when Terra found that first energy cell that was in the sequence break into the boulder escape? Hal never got that, so he's actually sitting on 2 energy. So unless he finds a mega energy, it'll be a while before he can find Bash in that progression vault. Oops. Sorry, not Hydra. Terra bashes the frog shot on the way up, so either he didn't like it, or it's an accidental shot. Okay, now he's gonna bash it, and oh, the shot doesn't want to go further up than you are when you're targeting it. All right, he's gonna grab triple jump.
Yeah, he didn't.
The frog.
He ended up saving again after spending all of his energy. So he's now stuck on 0 energy now in Sorrow, and he needs at least one more to be able to get through the above section. So going to be picking that up and then starting to head up. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, is he gonna save drop? Oh, please tell me he knows the save drop.
I think what we will see.
Oh man. Okay. That's all right.
Wait, what's the save drop there look like?
So what you could do is charge dash through the first laser with the frog, bash the frog into the laser to kill him, and save drop through the horizontal laser in order to get access to the boulder. And then you could just end up doing all of these double bash strats to get through the spike cavern area with the tumbleweed.
Okay, yeah, I could see that being really good. All right, he needs the key dupe here. He's only got 2 keystones.
Oh no, Terra.
Oh. Okay,
yes.
But this actually I think is doable without a save anywhere. Or I think he would need one more save to get that last. He has one more health that he can get. Okay, yeah, there he saves for it. If he doesn't like bonk into that first wall like that, ooh. He could like, it's definitely conceivable that he gets through here and does this. It'll be tight, but I think if any player can do it, Terra is definitely one of them, and we'll see. Meanwhile, Halcyon is doing a BRB revisit.
I'm not entirely sure what Hal is doing here. He's going to opt to take the platforms back up through the laser section. In order to get back up into the main room. So maybe he found the keystone down there and opted to keep it. And then he is going to be heading on over here. Maybe just forgetting he has Bash Grenade. Yeah,
he doesn't have Bash.
Forgetting. Oh, he doesn't have Bash, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's really verticality locked. So he's like just trying to make he's coming back here to check the dash plant, I think. And then also, yeah, we'll see him save up here and then head over to the dash plant. And then I expect him to also head down, maybe check the boulder escape area, but otherwise just head to the grenade tree, because with Stomp, that's in logic for him. All right, Terra is now doing a save anywhere to get here. He got the key dupe successfully, so now he does the uses a zombie Ori to get through more easily, and he's through and just has to convince this frog to shoot this platform without dying to the slime. Oh, this is gonna be dude.
Oh, Terra, no!
No. All right, well, he's got to do it again, and it's no problem. He can even grab the energy there and save if he wants. Hal is going to get the energy, boulder escape, which means he will find his 4th energy, which he can use to get to. Well, he could use it to get Bash, but it might be a while before he goes back and checks that area as Terra gets the hardest tree that was remaining for him. It is all smooth-ish sailing from here for him.
Yeah, we're getting word from the truck that Terra has no keystones anymore, so he does not have the 2 keystones he needs to be able to get access to Stomp Tree. So there's no way to key dupe at that Stomp Tree area. So we're going to see what Terra opts to do in order to dig and find some keystones, because of course, if you don't have any keystones, we actually cannot make use of the key dupe glitch in order to be able to get through. But Hal, making quick work, he is now going to be making the play for light grenade tree. Nice charge dash there to turn it into some nice vertical speed to be able to skip the spinner, laser spinner puzzle. And he is going to be checking some more pickups, looking for that bash.
Yeah, a nice use of that second charge dash there off the spinner, so that he just gets up and tries to do a charge dash to get to this pickup faster, but unfortunately finds the slime. And he finds charge dash efficiency. That's not bad. I like that. Charge dash efficiency is a really nice pickup, especially when you're relying so much on charge dash for your verticality, like Hal is having to do.
Yeah, and here we go. Terra's going to be going through the maps, looking for those keystones, man. That's like the last thing he needs. I mean, it's kind of funny because, like we have this phrase called like pulling a Terra, right? And it was in that Sorrow situation where you arrive at the door, you put the keystones in, and realize that you don't have enough. Terra did not pull a Terra, but he's similarly in a regard just having keystone troubles to be able to finish out the seed.
Yeah, and like where to dig for keystones is always just such an interesting question, because they can be anywhere, but the place you want to look for them is wherever was unlocked right before a keystone door was. But that is like a really hard thing to keep track of, especially in like these longer seeds, and especially for the keystone doors like the Sorrow ones. So I am not surprised that Terra is just going for like the areas that are most fruitful. I actually really like this lower valley into Forlorn Approach area is pretty good. Although because he doesn't have Stomp, he would have to take a bit of a journey to get there. And so we'll see if he's just going to grab the 3-bird cell and Altar out. Yeah. All right, so Terra's on the hunt for keystones, and this is time that Halcyon could, in theory, make up, even without Bash.
Wow, Hal doing a great job on the left, getting through this area without Bash in order to be able to get access to Charge Jump Tree. Having this Stomp pickup really is allowing Hal to be able to make up a lot of ground. And look at this, made it to Charge Jump Tree. So Terra has 2 trees left, but Hal only has 4 trees left before he is able to finish out. But he also doesn't have Sunstone yet, but does have that clue for Sunstone and Misty. And we both know that Misty had Sunstone right at the beginning, so Hal definitely will be finding it.
Yeah, and Terra does the Bash Lure to get the Froggy through the Crushers, which means that the Froggy has full health and he can easily use Bash to keep it away from any spikes. I really like that. And the other thing about what Hal did is he didn't have to spend keystones to get into the Charge Jump Tree. So now he can backtrack. I think he's going to go down from the Sorrow TP, which he can use and Terra can't because he has Stomp. So that's actually going to be really cool from him. He's going to have to break this boulder with Stomp, which is it's like a very narrow window that you can break this with. So I think we might see this take a few tries from him, but I don't think it'll be hard for him to get it overall, and then he'll be able to drop into Valley and get the Feather and the Feather Tree before heading into Misty.
Yeah, I don't quite know that you can do this from the left side. You can from the right. Oh, wow, you can do it from the left side. Wow,
you can do it from the left. I actually don't know if it's possible from the right, actually. We saw this come up in a race, I think Thursday, but yeah, it's possible from the left. It's just really obnoxiously precise, and it's not, you have to get as close as possible. There's just a bit of a gap you have to hit. And yeah, it was Wednesday actually on Oshi versus Cleanfell. I'm being informed from the truck.
Oh, excellent. All right. Well, we're going to see Hal continue to chip away at this trick. The unfortunate thing is he can only take like a damage boost before getting through. So yeah, there on that hit, even if he was able to stomp to break the wall, he would have just taken a death. So he needs to be able to tank 2 damage boosts. So takes the first from the ceiling ones, gets close enough to the wall. Oh man, and then has to survive after he is able to break it. And Hal is just going to Altar out after not getting that in a sufficient number of times. And so we're going to see. Does Hal make the play for Spider Sack area, or does he continue putting off the place where we know definitely has back?
Yeah, and honestly, that's really unfortunate for Hal. Terra having a little trouble with his layups, but eventually finds the shot. And he gets it through. Explosion power upgrade, I think, is making it so that he only has to hit the frog once instead of twice, which is nice. Oh, Terra didn't know. Oh, that is a massive death.
Yeah, just Terra took a death. He's just digging for Keystone, so he's going to say, okay, I didn't find it over there. So time to check the next place. We do have various pickups in off locations. Terra just might honestly make the play for Swamp and say, hopefully I find a Keystone or two in this area, but we'll find out.
On the left, though, Halcyon is in Spider Sack. He has 4 energy. He is going to get Bash.
Wow,
so this brings him to skill parry.
Yeah, this is it, I go. If Hal needed a play to be able to get back in the seat, it's Terra not being able to track down Keystones and him finding the important skill. But he's just putting off finding Bash. He opened the door in order to efficiently clear this full area. Please don't forget it. I think there was a race earlier where somebody opened that 4 energy door and then just forgot to check it after opening it. Oh, he remembers, thank goodness. Okay, there's the Bash pickup for Hal. He altars immediately. So now, where does he go? Does he go up through casually to do it, or is he going to double bash the Spider Shot? Please double bash the Spider Shot.
I think he's going to double bash.
Yes.
All right, this is going to save him a bunch of time, and it's a much safer strategy. Terra, meanwhile, has... Oh, man, he broke into Swamp, but he didn't find a Keystone on that one easy pickup. And then if this Mapstone isn't a Keystone, I don't know what he's going to do. It's Winterstorm! Oh, my God, dude.
What is this scene
actually
for Terra?
Crazy. Oh, man, Halcyon had, like, a bit of a... Oh, no! He bonks the ceiling, but I don't think he's going to have too much trouble with this. He did get the redirect first try. It's a little awkward baiting the Spider Shot, but it looks like he's got it. And this time he is going to be through. Even if he takes the damage here, he will be fine because he has Bash Grenade. I hope he remembers he has Bash Grenade. He can get up through here easily. Or, no, triple jump also fine.
The 2 Keystone find from Terra. The first one was in the pickup he left in Blackroot Burrows in the main area. And the second one was 100 EXP because they only had climb. They didn't check that pickup because it was a hard trick at the beginning of the run. And now Terra has the Keystones he needs to be able to make it through Stomp Tree. And the clock is getting pretty close to midnight, man, here for Hal. But Hal only has to do... he has to do Stomp Tree as well. Oh, man.
Yeah, this is starting to look pretty unfortunate for Hal. That Keystone search could only take Terra so long, and all Terra needs is that Stomp Tree. So I think we are going to see our runners finishing at similar times, but because Hal still has to do Misty, still has to do Feather, which he's doing now, even though Terra has to swim in twice. Oh, man. Terra's trying to get enough health back to, like, get the swim through, but he's taking more damage than he's losing. Taking more damage than he's regaining via these saves. This is a little rough. He's rapidly dashing to like reset that Spirit Flame cooldown. And he's got a lot of energy to turn into health, but definitely, he's going to see if he can make it with this much health because he doesn't have reasonable access and didn't feel like doing the swamp entry trick via the upper route to get into this area.
Yeah, and there we go. We see Hal and Misty now. He's going to be coming up to that Sunstone check, and now Terra through that 2 Keystone door. It looks like able to get past his arch nemesis, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Terra got a bit randoed in this seed. Not by any sort of skill, but just literally a primary resource. Yeah, like deciding not to go to Forlorn Keydude, right? Instead, deciding to Keydude in Sorrow is really tricky, and I'm guessing just sort of like a heat of the moment situation for Terra, but he made it. He collected his last tree, has Sunstone, has Water Vein. Terra is in full-fledged go mode, and he is on his way to the final escape to be able to close out this epic seed.
Yeah, this is, I think, really definitely a well-played seed by Terra. I definitely agree. Like, he did get randoed by those keystone placements, and maybe he could have gone to Forlorn, like you said, or just taken a bit of a time loss to not open the 4 keystone door at the Spirit Caverns area. But he wanted to get quicker access, didn't want to backtrack all the way from the Swamp Teleporter, which is very reasonable. And he's like, oh, well, I'll probably find those 4 keystones on the way. And he did check plenty of stuff on the way, but those keystones were just really tough to find. But it is not going to end up costing him this match. Despite Halcyon having a lot of good play, it just took him a bit too long to find that dash, and this tree cleanup is not going to come through in time.
Yeah, the true story was that progression vault once again in that spider sack area, having Bash locked behind that 4 key door. And Hal now is going to be working his way back to the Swamp TV. He only needs one more tree. And Terra now, in the final escape, he's going to be going up for door warp, and he has a really nice skill cleanup to be able to get through the final escape, no problem. Dash, bash, and sea flame, yeah.
Yeah, and triple jump, right? Like, definitely not skills I'm ever really worried about the final escape with.
Yeah, and then he has plenty of health too to be able to work through the final room, because not having glide is going to make that a little bit trickier, but with the fish, you can actually just double bash it through and skip the Kuro trigger. You get it a really nice setup. It is a little bit tricky, so we're going to see how Terra ends up being able to handle this, but I'm sure he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see Terra just go with fish strats, not even bother skipping the Kuro kill plane, but instead just taking the fish and doing that rocket jump through that area so fast that he doesn't have to worry about Kuro killing him.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going to see Terra. He's going to be bashing off these lanterns. Not quite the lava plume cycle, so he's just going to end up opting to double jump out. Oh, he takes a damage from that fire, but that's okay. It only deals 3 with ultra defense, which is nice for him because he has plenty of health to spare. So he's going to come into the poison water, and we're going to see what he does here. He does take the fish. He might even just go for fish strats to catapult himself up. Oh, the fish!
Oh, he's not high enough.
Oh! Wow.
That is very close. Yeah, that fish was a little far away, so he didn't get quite as much vertical momentum, but it doesn't matter. He does find the rocks, and he is through, and that is going to be GG for Terra. Final time going to be in, like, high 45. Low
yeah,
46,
nicely done from Terra. You know, this is a really difficult situation, and probably one of the hardest parts of Rando is, like, once you hit that late game spot, and you're like, oh no, I don't have any of this. I don't have what I need. And like just trying to dig across the map, all those places you already visited, those sparse pickups that you ended up skipping on your initial clear, it's just so tricky to be able to compartmentalize and be able to work through that flood of information to be able to find out. And Terra was able to find those keystones that he needed to be able to get access to his final tree after such a strong early and mid game from our runner. GG, well played from Terra, is going to be going up 2-1, which means he only needs one more win, to be able to qualify for brackets.
Yeah, and on the left, Halcyon is not going to be winning, unfortunately, but he did put up a great show in this seed. He is not going to be very far behind, heading to the final escape as we speak.
Yeah, and here it is, the dot done from Terra. It's going to be finishing with a nice time of 46.06, GG. And that time really does not display how insanely well Terra ended up going through that seed early and mid-game. If he just had those keystones, he would have finished like way sooner, like minutes and minutes and minutes ahead of this time.
Yeah, that keystone search was really just like a long leg that almost could have brought Hal back into this game. It was really interesting. Definitely made for a much closer race than I think Terra would have been comfortable with if he knew what was going on, but definitely made this really exciting to watch.
Yeah, and so Hal is typing in the SRL chat, so he does know that his opponent has finished, and so Hal walking away with a loss here today, but not quite out of qualifying for brackets. If he just wins his next 2 matches in a row, he will succeed in grabbing those 3 wins. But here we go, the final escape for J-Hal.
Yeah, he's going to be using, he's got basically the same skill set as Terra did. He's got Stomp, but that's not really relevant in that meaningful of a way. We're going to see him doing similar stuff. He's going to use the 3rd lantern because the lava plume cycle is more favorable. Doesn't take the damage boost here, but yeah, otherwise very similar escape. I would not be surprised to see him go for fish strats as well, because it's actually one of the safer ways through that room given their current skill set.
Yeah, and here we go. He's going to be coming over, bashing the fish up. Yeah, indeed, he's going to be bringing the fish along for that magical journey. And nice double bashes. Oh, is he going to do the swag to get past the... No, yeah. He didn't. But nice fish strats, gets up there, finishes out. GG from Hal.
Yeah, and that'll be a pretty close time, right? He'll be within like a minute, 2 minutes of Terra. And honestly, I think for a lot of players, that's got to feel really good, right? Like Terra's an incredible player, and like getting that close, even if it's bittersweet, because if I just played 3 minutes faster, I would have beaten Terra, which is a huge deal. That's still got to feel really good.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like we are going to be able to bring in both runners for an interview after this match. I'm really excited to get their thoughts, Aiko. And that is also kind of like painful too. Like, oh man, hearts out to Hal. Like just finding Bash that late in the seed is very, very brutal. And then also like, what if he had gotten that climb micro ledge on the Elo Memorial Keystone, right? What if he had done that and had Dash like a little bit ahead of Terra? Then maybe he could have like closed a little bit more ground earlier on to be able to make use of that.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely, both Bash and Dash got them after Terra, and that could have definitely turned it for him.
Yeah, but as you said, GG from Hal, this is going to be an excellent time, and we are going to see him finish as he brings over Naru, crossing the finish line with a 49.01.
Yeah, definitely nothing to be ashamed of, and really good play from both these runners.
All right, and that being said, it looks like we have both of the runners here in voice for the post-match interview. Terra, first over to you. GG, man.
Keystones, please.
Yeah, so I think I have to ask you, is this going to redefine what it means to do a Terra? Is this what we're...
That's 2 seeds of our Keystone problems, dude.
Oh good, I wasn't the only one.
Oh man.
Okay, so for a little bit more of a direct question, what did you have sort of like a thought process when you entered Sorrow? Did you decide to like not key dupe somewhere, or were you just like, I'm gonna go to Sorrow next, and then you realized that you were out of Keystones when you were up there?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I just key duped once and then went and got the charge jump. I was like, okay, that's me, I'm good. Then I totally forgot about Stomp. And then Stomp Tree, and obviously I have no Keystones. I probably should have duped on the key door and below in Sorrow, but I always forget about that one. That would have been a lot easier.
Yeah, that is really, really tricky. And so I guess next question over you to you, Hal. When you were digging for Bash, what was your sort of like thought process? Are there like certain areas that you check more than others?
Well, I knew that I hadn't touched Spider Coves at all because I had sequence broken through Death Gauntlet, and so I knew that there would be a lot of stuff there. Like I hadn't even touched all the way through Grove from that XP above Sea Flame, which is always something, to the 4 energy door, which is always something, the grenade door, which is always something, so on and so forth. And so I kind of had a guess of, okay, I have the Sorrow teleporter, I'll either find Charge Jump or Bash over here, because one of those could be in Sorrow. But if both of them are in Sorrow, then I have to go through normal, and I'll find Climb, and then I'll just, go through Valley Entry the normal way. And then I got Bash, and I just defaulted to going to Sorrow, and didn't even think of doing Valley Entry standard, but oh well.
Word.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. So I have another question for you, Halcyon. So when you found Dash earlier in the seed in that top left keystone, what were you thinking relative to? Did you think, oh, Terra would have gotten this much sooner, or oh, I really wish I'd gotten that micro ledge, or what was going through your mind right after you found that Dash pickup?
I mean, I wish I'd gotten the micro ledge was certainly there. But it was kind of an odd one-off. It's a one-off you don't really think about, and I was kind of sweeping back through Glades to double check since I had double jump. It was like, I've got double jump, there's probably something in Glades. So I'm gonna go through and get the easy double jump pickups, and I grabbed that one because I knew I'd missed it before, and hey, look, it was Dash. And then there was a little bit of, I wonder if Terra's come back for this, or if Terra got the micro ledge or something. But for the most part, it was just, okay, I have Dash, now I need to go fast.
All right, yeah, and you did utilize that very well. And I've got a question for you, Terra, which is, when you were doing your keystone cleanup, did you initially remember that you had abandoned that one keystone in the Blackroot main room AC, or was that just something you remembered after a little while?
It is something I remembered after a little while. Thankfully, that one that I skipped, I didn't do the spider orb thing, climbing the platforms. Awful. Thankfully, that was a keystone. I kind of figured that had a high chance of being one, but thankfully it did.
Yeah, you actually
Nice.
both skipped that, which was really interesting to see early.
Oh, it's so bad, dude. It's
Yeah,
so-
it's
Doing that
it's such
repetial
a
is
hard-
awful.
Yeah, pickup is awful. So next question, back to you, Terra, again. One of the more terrifying aspects of you as a speedrunner of Rando is like when you decide you're in go mode. So in this situation, what was the like one pickup or skill or something that had you be like, okay, it's time to just go for trees now?
That's when I got Bash. I knew I could finish the game and everything, and I just went for it. Did the best I could. I knew I was like, I was close to ultra defense as well, which I needed for final escape, but thankfully I got lots of health. It was just the keystones that I trouble with.
It's always the keystones, man.
Always the keystones.
Yeah, that is, yeah, keystone.
All right, Aiko, any final questions before we close out here?
Well, I mean, I guess, Terra, this puts you at 2-1. How do you feel like? Did you want to be 2-1? I mean, I guess no one really wants to go up against Raz round 2, but how are you feeling about your Swiss round so far and your plans vis-a-vis making it to bracket?
I'm a little disappointed in my match with Raz. I feel like I could have done better with that one, but I mean, things happen. Yeah, I think I can make brackets. I'm looking forward to facing probably Grease next round. I want to fight Grease. Yeah. I'm just really looking forward to tonight. See who I'm facing.
Yeah, I think we all are. Halcyon, you are 1-2. You are in that position where you got to win both your upcoming matches, but you are definitely not out of contention yet. How are you feeling about your upcoming matches, and who do you want to fight?
I don't know that there are any people in particular that I'd like to fight. There are, a few people that I'm pretty sure I can beat, but seeds are seeds, and sometimes people get randoed. Sometimes Glide is on Stompless Cell and you miss it by a few pixels. But 1 and 2 is still pretty darn spooky. We've got Hydra here. Infinite's really solid on Randomizer. Poogle plays a lot of Randomizer even. J-Hobbs is there. Like, Fluffy. Heck, Fluffy's in 1 and 2. Like, 1 and 2 is a spooky place to be right now.
Wow, that's like anti-bye week, right? Like instead of getting a bye, you have to like go up against the wall. But Hal, I also feel like you are one of those walls as well. You're a terrifying opponent, and you had a really nice display. So GG to both of you, and Terra, of course, congrats on winning.
Thank you. GG, Hal.
Yeah, GG Terra.
All right, but folks, we are not quite done with Rando for today. We have some really exciting matches throughout the rest of the day. We have 4 more singles matchups and 1 doubles match. And upcoming here on the main Speed Gaming channel. Oh, no. Speed Gaming 2, excuse me. I apologize. On Speed Gaming 2, this very channel, in 30 minutes, we are going to be featuring Dr. Tuin versus Moose SR. And that is going to be a really exciting match. I cannot wait to see that. Both of those runners have been improving quite an insane pace. But Aiko, thanks so much for joining me on commentary.
Yeah, thank you, Muffin, and also a quick thank you to our truck, Oshi, Chicken Supreme, and Dedu, our restreamer. This stream is going to go offline for a little bit because we are switching restreamers, but don't go anywhere. We will be right back, and by right back, I mean in 30 minutes for that exciting match.